Christmas on time, now and forever. 2 weeks until Christmas, and all through the shop, the elves were so busy they had no time to stop making presents from Santa's good person list. It was hard to make sure that not one good person was missed. Worried that he wouldn't be ready for Christmas this year, disappointing all those children was by far Santa's biggest fear. Sadly, those reindeer games were canceled for the first time ever, as everyone worked hard to help Santa reach his goal of Christmas on time now and forever. The games were important for this single reason. The games marked the end of the rush to be ready for the gift-giving season. The most important events of these celebration days gave the game-winning elves a ride with Santa in his delivery sleigh. Santa needs helpers to ride in his sleigh, so he decided to pick elves in a spectacular way. Let the elves use their hearts and their hands and their voices. Who best to help Santa? Let the elves make the choices, no longer the strongest, the fastest, or the quickest of wit, but the special and most deserving of the elves would get picked. Elves Aiden and Aaron were chosen for their gift-giving ways. Elves Dylan and Kurt would help Santa with the changing of sleighs. The weather was next on Santa's list of concerns. A huge winter storm was expected on Christmas Eve, it was learned. Santa's delivery route would have to be planned for each minute of flight, so Santa could deliver all those gifts on time on that night. The use of young reindeer teams was new for this season. Done to make things quicker and easier was simply the reason. Now the plan was for these young teams to bring a gift-laden sleigh to meet Santa at key places along his gift-giving way. In a field, in a meadow, or on an old dusty road, they would land, meeting Santa at a quiet spot at a time that was planned, changing sleighs and empty for one that was packed, letting Santa make time on his gift-giving track. The presents were ready and placed in the sleigh. The young teams of reindeer were ready to pull others away. Now Santa was calm and ready for this gift-giving night. As he slapped the reins to start his first sleigh into flight, from rooftop to rooftop, Santa would stop. Down through the chimneys, Santa would drop, with gifts for the good ones from the list in his hand. The evening started out just as it had been planned, but the young reindeer teams began coming in late. Santa sat worried about the time wasted as he sat there to wait. Of course his own team had time to rest and relax, but later they'd have to pull harder to help Santa get back on his delivery time track. As expected, the storm arrived and made travel much worse. It knocked Santa and his team off their gift-giving course. Lost and tired, the team struggled through this strong winter blast. They dropped from the sky as the storm beat them at last. Santa's first thing to do was to see if anyone was hurt. The elves were all present except for the small elf named Kurt. Everyone looked in the sleigh from the front to the back. They finally found Kurt comfortably sleeping in a toy-laden sack. Santa looked over everything, the reindeer, the presents, and even the sleigh. It looked like Santa could continue on his delivery way. But the team was too tired and also too weak. The outlook for gift-giving struck Santa as ever so bleak. Santa sat thinking of what next should be done, lost, and of course he knew no help would soon come. We'll sit for a spell. We'll take a small rest. In a short time, we'll try again. We'll give it our best. The storm grew stronger with gale winds whipping snow all around. Then out of the woods came Siberian tigers. To the sleigh they were bound. Santa and elves and reindeer were shaking with fear. As the tigers came closer and closer, came ever so near. Through the din of the storm a strong voice could be heard, a gnome riding one of the tigers. Out of the storm he appeared. He said, "Can I help you? Is everything all right?" They sat like old friends and discussed Santa's plight. "My tigers can pull your sleigh," said this Siberian gnome. "Let's harness the tigers and send your reindeer on home." The tigers were stronger and more used to the weather. For them, Santa and sleigh were as light as a feather, so off in the air and back on the gift-giving track. Soon Santa was laughing. He knew Christmas was back. Traveling on his delivery path, he used pandas and camels, zebras and kangaroos, brown bears and llamas, and lions help him too. The final gift was unloaded and placed under a tree. "We've done it, Christmas on time," Santa shouted with glee. "There is just one more thing that needs to be done. Reindeer games. Everyone who helped me, they'll all have to come. Pandas and camels, zebras and kangaroos, brown bears and even the lions to Santa's all flew. The gnomes who helped Santa along his delivery way, they also came to the games. They all came to play. The games, they were played for more than one day. When the games were all over, everyone went on their merry old way. Christmas on time, thankfully this one was done. For the help that he got, Santa thanked each and every one.